Hello everyone and welcome back to Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews. I want to take a second here and say a special welcome to all of my new subscribers who joined me after I made that video cautioning everyone to check their Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toys in store. Welcome to my channel, and I also want to welcome anyone who just might be stumbling onto my channel for the first time. Welcome, welcome. Very glad to have you here with me. Now today I am going to do a review, my first review for the Wave 2 figures from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and our review today is going to be of this, the Attack Pack Herrerasaurus by Mattel. Now, I know that I was going to be taking a look at the Suchomimus for you guys, but then of course it arrived and it wasn't working properly, so I made that sort of cautionary video instead, and so now I have this to review for you, and I know it's a little less exciting than the Suchomimus was, but let me tell you, I was on vacation this past weekend, and I went to maybe a half a dozen different Walmarts. All I managed to find for Series 2 stuff were the Attack Pack dinosaurs, and I only found 2 of them, this and one other, and I snatched this one up. I'm very excited to be taking a look at this one for you today, and of course it is not the first Herrerasaurus that we have gotten for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line. They have got an Battle Damage Walmart exclusive Herrerasaurus for us already, but I was not a huge fan of that one, and I decided, I went back and forth on picking it up and reviewing it for you guys, but I decided to hold off until we got this one, and now that I have it in person, I'm very glad that I did, because I really like this figure, and I'm very excited to take a look at it for you guys today as my first Wave 2 review. And to any of my viewers who wonder, why is it this guy only does Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toys anymore? I can assure you, I have got plans to review other dinosaur toys. They are on their way. It's just going to be a little delay because my dinosaur toys are coming from far away. So there will be other reviews for you, but for now we're going to stick to the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line. And I also want to say to anyone who saw my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I have seen it 2 more times since then, and I do like it more each time. I still don't think it's a great movie or anything, but I do like it more each time, so if you still are mad at me for not liking Fallen Kingdom, don't be mad. I am seeing the good in it more and more as each day goes on. But enough catching up from me. I've been talking your ear off. Let's take a look at this Herrerasaurus' packaging, then we're going to do an unboxing for you guys, and then we're going to take a closer look at the figure itself. So without further ado, let's do this! So, taking a look at the packaging here, you can see it is very Kenner-esque in its design, with warm colors silhouetting the forest of Isla Nublar, which is of course caused by the eruption of Mount Sibo in the background there, and then you've got the clear bubble plastic that you can see the dinosaur itself through. The top left corner features the Jurassic World logo, bars of the cage run down the side of the box, and Owen and Blue are down in the bottom left corner, Blue roaring triumphantly as you can see. You've got a 3+ years warning on the box, which I qualify for. Attack Pack Herrerasaurus runs across the bottom, and the big draw of this dinosaur is that it's posable. The back of the box features a catalog of all of the other dinosaurs that have been released in the Wave 2 action packs. They are the Tiger Stripe Velociraptor from the Lost World, Stygimoloch, aka Stiggy, the star of our review today, the Herrerasaurus right in the middle there, and off to the right you've got a Dimorphodon, which was also available in the 5-pack that you could get at Target. And I think this back catalog is so fantastic because it gives collectors kind of a checklist of all the dinosaurs that they can still be on the hunt to find, and kids something to strive for. The top right corner on the back of the box reminds you to get the Jurassic World Facts app so that you can get in on the digital action of Jurassic World by scanning the QR code on the bottom of your dinosaur's foot, and that way you can take quizzes and learn facts about the dinosaur itself. Okay, without further ado, we are going to unbox this Herrerasaurus for you guys here as gingerly as possible so that we can preserve the packaging as best as we can. You know, the collector in me always has a hard time opening these things, so I'm going to try my best to preserve the casing. But without further ado, let's do this. So here we go. If you start at the back here, you can see a little tab there. You can just, that's a great starting point, just kind of gently work at the bubble. Try to peel it off without taking much. I like to run my finger up the side This is advice for any of my fellow collectors out there. So here we go across the top. There we go. Come on, you. We got this. Going nice and smooth. Get your finger under there. Minimal damage. Low impact. Which is a scientific improbability, by the way. I'm sorry about all the dinging. My phone's going off. That was not as smooth as I had hoped. I did not even get the... no! I ruined everything! Oh my gosh, this is horrible! Destruction! Anarchy! There's no future! No future! Well, now that I've calmed down a little bit after that fiasco, I would like to present to you the Attack Pack Herrerasaurus by Mattel. And I gotta say, this is an absolutely fantastic little figure. I am so excited to take a closer look at him for you guys. And as always, we are going to start off at the head. So, let's do this. So if we take a look at the head of this Herrerasaurus, as you can see, the fenestral areas are incredibly defined. A little bit of shrink wrapping going on this Herrerasaurus, but that doesn't bother me. The eye is done in a nice yellow with a cat-like slit pupil. Individual scales are visible across the entire surface area. The teeth are not individually sculpted, but they do have some definition, and the cheeks are painted pink. The interior of the mouth has been sculpted slightly. Unfortunately, there's a huge cutout between where the tongue ends and the back of the throat begins, and it's just very noticeable, but you have got a palate up on the top. If we move down the length of the dinosaur, once you get to the midsection, you can see this is where the detail really kicks into high gear. I mean, you have got scales of varying sizes, shapes, everything. I mean, it is almost like a collecte level sculpt going on here. You've also got a few sort of dorsal spines that start on the neck and also kind of over the hip region here. And once you get to the tail, the scales become a little less defined and give way to wrinkled flesh. You've got all sorts of striations and folds of skin as the tail flicks off to the right of the creature. Going up the opposite side, it's really the same story. You've got skin on the tail and then scaly skin at the midsection, along with a few wrinkles and veins and folds of skin around the gut region. And if we move up, you can go back to that beautifully sculpted head. I mean, I love the head on this Herrerasaurus, shrink wrapping or not. I mean, I think it's pretty darn good. Unfortunately, mine does have a few paint blemishes there. You can see just past the eye area on the lip, and the teeth have been worn down already. Of course, I couldn't see that in the store. This is the other side that I could not see from the plastic bubble, but it just proves my point. Make sure you check your dinosaurs so that they are as good as they can be for you. Now, if we take a look at the arms here, they have got some lovely sculpted musculature, four-fingered claws, but the hand claws are not painted, which is very unfortunate. It's nothing new. I mean, Mattel hasn't done that for us yet, so I'm not surprised, but I really wish they would. This other arm features this really weird cutout in the bicep region, which some would argue might be just definition. I don't know. I think it's just a weird feature. I don't see it as definition. The feet are a little big on this Herrerasaurus, and the toe claws have a very dramatic curve and unfortunately are not painted. So there is another nitpick for you, but the detail in these legs is phenomenal. You've got plate scaling on the toes, lovely definition of the musculature in the calf and thigh region, and that detail has been saddled with more beautifully sculpted, well-defined scales. I mean, it's the same story on both sides, as you can see, and also you can see on the back of the inner right foot, I believe, is the Mattel copyright logo. It's kind of in the shadow there, but it is there. And then you can see the muscle definition and scaling going on this leg as well. If we move along the bottom of the Herrerasaurus, we're going to get to everyone's favorite part here, but you can see the definition in the jaws from the underside, the sculptural details on the gullet giving way to wrinkles and folds in the gut region, and then the back right foot features the Jurassic World emblem, which has been moved from the thigh to the bottom of the foot, and then the back left foot features everyone's favorite, the QR code. So now is your chance to scan that into your phone and get in on the digital action of Jurassic World by learning more about the Herrerasaurus. As far as the paint scheme goes, it is quite eye-catching and actually reminds me of the color scheme of the demon Carnotaurus. You've got reds, blacks, and oranges all coming together to make this lovely pattern in the dorsal region. And then, of course, you've got the pink of the cheeks and the tongue, the white of the teeth, and the yellow of the eye. Unfortunately, this lovely lizard-like patterning that is very prominent on the dorsal region is not on the tail. It just kind of stops, which is a shame because it's so well applied and so awesome to look at, but it just stops. It doesn't carry on to the tail, which is not a surprise here. They've done that before, and it's just kind of unfortunate. I wish they would carry it onto the tail, or at least taper it off. I think it would make this model so much cooler and leave such a better impression on us. But for what they did, I think it's pretty awesome, and I think it's far and away better than the battle damage variant. Now, like I said, the gimmick on these action attack pack dinos is the posability. You can open the jaw here. It opens incredibly wide. Unfortunately, the cheek flap does not have that much plastic, so it kinda doesn't work, but you can still open it pretty wide. The head can go down and up almost to 90 degrees, as you can see. The arms can rotate 360 around. Not sure why you would want to go 360, but they can do that, as you can see on both sides, back and forth, around. The legs can go forward, both of them, and then backwards. They do have their regular snap-in positions. The tail is a nice rubbery plastic, as you can see, but I don't think it... Oh my god, that's a new wrinkle. Okay, so the tail can rotate around. I'm not sure why, but it can be done. I mean, you kind of get this awkward sort of cutout if you don't line it up properly, but that's something new. You can rotate the tail. I mean, at least I don't think that's something I could do before. So, yeah, plenty of posing areas on this dinosaur, and it gives you a lot of options for posing, such as this. You've got a sort of crouched low, ready to pounce position, just like the Velociraptor facing off against Alan Grant in the first Jurassic Park. A sort of hunkered down, chasing a small prey item position here, about to snap up a rat or something. A sort of olden, cliched, hunchback, tail-dragging dinosaur. I like this one. It reminds me of a Ray Harryhausen dinosaur. And then just for giggles, you've got the I wasn't featured in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom because apparently I'm already extinct pose. Now, as far as the size go, I will say this one seems to be a larger than usual attack pack dinosaur. In terms of the length, you've got about 7 inches, which is about 18 centimeters from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail. And then the height, bear in mind this can vary per pose, is just under 5 inches, 4 3/4 inches, or about 12 centimeters off the ground from the base to the highest point. So yes, quite the long and tall attack pack dinosaur. We're going to do some size comparisons for you here, starting off with the Gallimimus, which has been reviewed on the channel. Link is in the description below. But as you can see, the Gallimimus is about as tall and as long as the Herrerasaurus, but the Herrerasaurus is much more sturdily built, giving you much more bang for your buck when paying for this attack pack dinosaur, which is another reason I like it so much. Here we have the Dilophosaurus, also reviewed on the channel. Link is in the description. As you can see, the Dilophosaurus is not nearly as long or as tall as this Herrerasaurus, which is interesting because they are supposed to be in the same size range, yet they are still so different in terms of sizing and weight. Here you can see Owen Grady attempting to train the Herrerasaurus just as he has trained all the Velociraptors. I mean, how hard can it be? Herrerasaurus, Velociraptor, they're practically the same thing. And no! Shoot! Probably not the best idea, Owen. Don't worry, Blue will come save you, I'm sure. Then, of course, we've got our still reigning champion of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy line. It is none other than Carnage the Carnotaurus, who looks like he might actually get along with this action attack, or attack pack Herrerasaurus. That's right, sniff him, say hi, Carnage, Carnage, no, Carnage! Oh! Well, better luck next time, I guess. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for our look at the new for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Attack Pack Herrerasaurus, part of Mattel's Wave 2 lineup. I think this is an awesome model, definitely my favorite of the Attack Pack dinosaurs that we have gotten so far. Maybe my favorite of the line yet. And it's just as good as any of the small dinosaurs that Kenner did back in the day, if that tells you anything. So I highly recommend this Herrerasaurus if you haven't already got it, or if you haven't gotten the Wave 2 figures yet. Once you get them, I say go out and buy this. This is a first day purchase for me. As always, I would love to hear what you guys think of this model. Do you love it as much as I do? Are you planning to pick it up? Have the Wave 2 figures found their way to a store near you yet? Have you gotten this guy? All of that shebang. As always, I hope you enjoyed our review today, and if you did, don't be afraid to let us know by hitting that like button, and don't forget to subscribe on the way out. We got plenty more coming your way. Thanks again for tuning in, and that's going to do it for us today. Killer Shrew Fan, out.